There was a big debate on LinkedIn not too long ago of it was a recruiter that just made a post and it stirred the pot. Like it definitely stirred the pot, but he was like, to all my veterans out there, leave your awards and decorations off your resume. Those are just cookies from the cookie jar and we don't need to see them. And like, boy, did it get heated, right? Because we're proud of those things. Like, you can't tell, as a civilian, like, boy, you couldn't have accomplished that. You didn't do that. You didn't, like those are things that we're definitely proud of. But to your point, like, do they help you get the job, or are they taking up real estate on your resume? 9 times out of 10, they're taking up real estate on your resume. And it's unfortunate. Like, just because you have a Bronze Star, like that's a high award. Be proud of it. That's something that you should cherish, but does it make you more qualified than anybody else in the room to get that job? Not really. That Bronze Star you got because of whatever actions that you did in a moment, or the selfless service that you provided. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're more qualified. And when it comes to the job, these companies aren't looking for, they're looking for the most qualified and the best bang for their buck.
One of my first mistakes I made with my very first resume, because I was so proud of it, right? It was like my major awards and decorations.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And my different medals I was proud of, and I gave it to one of my friends to review it for me, and she just made fun of me. She's like, no one cares that you're the NCO of the quarter. Like, get rid of it. No one cares that you got the volunteer service medal. Get rid of it. So it's also understanding, and it's not a punch in the face, right? It's not to take away from your career or the things you accomplished. They just do not translate over, like we were talked about with the combat action badges and stuff. It doesn't translate. And so it's not a big deal in the civilian world. In the military, I mean, it points towards promotions and, all those things. But in the civilian world, and so it's also figuring, I guess, that piece out. Like, what, you swallow your pride. Cool. You still did good. You did some cool stuff. Be proud of yourself, but you don't need to blast it in your resume. You need to take those things out, and it's not taken away from your accomplishments during your service.